All right, everyone. The legacy media is still trying to humanize Hillary Clinton. It's like forget the deplorables thing. Forget her, fainting on 9/11, being thrown into her van. Forget the fact that she's a career politician who has, probably defrauded people out of hundreds of millions of dollars and whose foundation right now is actually and finally in legal danger. Forget all that. Forget hey, we saw he died, ha ha ha, with Gaddafi. The assassinations and intrigue and warmongering and all of the other stuff that she's been involved in. You're supposed to humanize Hillary Clinton. Yes, she's really just a wonderful lady. She's one of us, average person. And so they made a fluff piece here. And it circulated about 1,000 times more widely than, you would normally think of. I'm thinking of, what if Trump had done something like this? Some kid's like, hey, I ran for student government and I lost. And he sends an inspiring and heartfelt letter of some lesson about perseverance or something. Do you think that it would be handled this way and that people would be saying, oh, this is so sweet, he cares so much, it's so wonderful? Or do you think they'd be like, oh, Trump, uses child opportunistically to try to, rev up his brand or something? Well, the latter, and it would be. It would be seen as odd. And it would be odd, in all likelihood. With Clinton, it's equally odd, and you know that this is for political reasons, basically for keeping in the limelight and stuff. It's a fluff story. I wonder how many people, Clinton staffers, contacted these media outlets to feed them the story as a tip, as though they weren't Clinton staffers. I bet it's in the double digits. But what happened? Apparently some 8-year-old girl was running for class president. Lost by 1 vote to a boy. Oh, that's, by the way, very important within this story that their genders were as they were. And so she's like, oh, well, no, I know how hard it is. I'm proud of you because, for running for something that typically is held by boys. And I'm thinking back to when I was, in high school. I'm thinking back to the student government. I'm like, oh, our class president was female all 4 times. Most of the people on the student council were female. I think there was 1 male that was there. Basically, it was just a sampling of the popular girls within the school. That's the class government for 4 different years. Girls disproportionately hold student government positions. You do realize that, right? As far as traditional gender norms or whatever, that's more likely in the dudes, join the baseball team or something. In all honesty, and again, kind of stereotypical, but the idea that student governments are deeply sexist bodies that inherently favor boys, yeah, I'm thinking probably not. I'm thinking that that's a little bit of a stretch. There's a glass ceiling in your local elementary school, and by God, we need to crack it. We need legislation to make sure that 50% of all positions in student governments are held by females. No mandate, by the way, on that for males. There can be 0%. That's okay. This is an attempt to humanize someone who's really dehumanized herself over time. Constant lies, constant political intrigue, haranguing and insulting others, and being generally a disgrace to this country. Hillary Clinton is a disgrace. So this is an attempt for her to try to make her brand more appealing and be cutesy and stuff. Please buy my book. Look, I write heartfelt letters. You should write me letters too. And I'll say, oh, here's where you can buy my new book. I talk just about exactly what you're talking about. My book sales are tanking. It'd be really funny. And there's a glass ceiling in your local school, and you must do something about this, you evil sexists. But no, this is definitely, for her, this is about her reputation and about her brand. It's not about, well, I actually care. I'm a glass ceiling. The only female who Hillary Clinton wants to help break the glass ceiling is Hillary Clinton. And the fact that she failed on that really pisses her off. And so if she has some kid writing her a letter like this, yeah, she's absolutely going to respond. And she's going to make sure that you know that she responded. And they're going to make sure that you know exactly what she said in her heartfelt language that she probably didn't even script herself. It was probably one of her staff told her what to write. Oh, hey, this will look good when it gets in the papers. And then the people who work with her, contact, MSNBC and UPI and AP and all these other groups and say, oh, Hillary Clinton wrote a letter. She's never done that before. She wrote a letter. See, she's totally normal. Here, by the way, here's $1,000. Run with the story. That's basically how it works in Clinton land. Of course that happened. I can't think of any other situation in which this would possibly be news. I mean, it's fucking on Fox, of all places. How is this newsworthy? It doesn't make any sense. She's not a public official. She's not a president, never will be. She ran and she lost, and she broods and she licks her wounds and stuff, and she does stuff like this. She's been trying to insert herself in the limelight for 2 years now. through this entire period of time. And sometimes she really, really stumbles and makes an oopsie poopsie, because what happens is she comes out and she says off the wall shit, and it's just really, you know, sort of self-saving, and she says like the pink hat should have turned out more to vote, and I blame the Bernie bros for my loss. It's sexism, it's racism, it's Bible thumping backwoods people, and all of these other things. And I'm thinking to myself, my goodness, you know, you wonder why you're not likable, why your brand is worthless. You've got to get to the point where you try to get the press to talk about you sending a letter to someone that lost a school election. Again, fair and square. Are you going to blame Russia for the fact that she lost? How do you know, by the way, how do you even know the political views, if any, of this particular girl? She could be like conservative and shit. Oh my goodness, then you'd have to call her names and call her a deplorable. Did you think to ask her that? Did you say, hey, you're a Democrat, I hope. Otherwise, you're an evil person and you should, like, you know, check your privilege and stuff. That's about all. Peace out.